Check, check. 1, 2, check. 1, 2, check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Check, check. Okay. fourth week of hoops on its way here in a Quality Games Basketball League La Germania Cup, the fifth conference. Action is happening here inside Colegio San Agustin Gym in Makati City, Baron Mercado on the call for all 3 games today. Bago tayo magsimula, don't forget to follow our official Facebook page, QG Basketball, to watch and catch all the action, and of course, for more updates dito sa ating Quality Games Basketball League La Germania Cup Conference number 5. Like what I have said, this is a 3-game schedule, and we begin week 4 with Sunette Tower taking on Flashbacks Racing. As both squads giving their sportsmanship here, let's talk about Sunette Tower first. They will look to recover after losing to Grazery in a blowout. 87-65 was the score, falling short or falling behind. Again, one of the 3 undefeated teams here in our tournament. Raj Tonko delivered with 15 points and 9 rebounds. For Denden Sekitin, Raj Tonko with 19 points and 16 assists. As we get things going, Sunette Tower wearing the light jerseys and Flashback Racing wearing their dark jerseys as well. So as the action is happening, as Mio pulls up a 3, that is a miss. Again, wasn't enough. The combination of 34 points between Tonko and Sekitin wasn't enough for Sunette Tower to get their victory against a very, very tough Grazery squad as they attempt to get that thing going. And we begin the proceeding with back-to-back 3s for each teams here. Both squads hitting their outside shots. A lot of players in this conference scoring in the 30s, so we anticipate or we expect to see a lot of scoring action, a lot of hot shooting in this tournament. A 3 was a miss there. I believe that was Arenas. Mio for 3. That is off the mark. Missing in action on that Grazery game was Meyerhofer, but that is Lawrence Calibho with a toopsie-doo on the finish. Early highlights. Early moments here in the first quarter action. That was Martinez with an answer. 5-all is the score. Speaking of Tash, that's Meyerhofer on the pass. A bit too strong, only finishing with 8 points. 9 points lower than his average. He averaged 17 points. So Grazery locking down Tash Meyerhofer on that last game. So let's move on to the Flashbacks Racing. 1 of 3 in their last games. One of the 3 undefeated teams, I should say. Impressive against Sanchu Babies, 181-70, and survive Bridgestone 89-88. A big game here for Flashbacks Racing if they want to contend and compete for that top spot, as a foul will be called there. Lavesh will be, or I should say that is Andrew Amrito. He'll be at the line here. Misses on the first one. Before we continue the coverage and before we continue the games here today, let us first look and thank our sponsors for our 5th conference for Quality Games Basketball League La Germania Cup. Swish App La Germania, Bridgestone, Grape Hair Solutions, ECX, and Passion Events. As Tash Meyerhofer lines up for that 3, couldn't connect. So we go back to the action here. 7-all is the score with 7 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. Again, Sancho Babies and Bridgestone fell victims to this squad that we're witnessing right now. Flashbacks Gaming, or Flashbacks Racing, I should say. So looking to complete the undefeated streak here, currently 2-0. And wanting to join Grazery as one of the top teams here, and TriJ, who will be playing later on for the battle of a 2 undefeated teams. So this game for Flashbacks Racing will be huge. Again, if they win, they are at least secured a top spot at least for week 4, as both teams off the gates hot. 9-all is the score. Approaching the 6-minute mark, Arenas knocks down the 3. It's raining outside. It's even raining here inside the CSA gym, as both squads just continues to put the points on the board, and a steal on the way. Easiest 2 points of the game, courtesy of Lawrence Calibho. Earlier on, he scored a beautiful doopsie-doo on the right side, then scoring his easiest 2, at least 4 points for him. Later on, we can check the stats courtesy of the Swish app. So you can download it and keep track of these games. Looking to pass it on the left, but stolen away. Pass was a bit too low. Ball will go back to Sunette Tower with 5:12 remaining. 14-9 is the score. Earlier on, it was a neck-to-neck, but a counter 6-0 run made it hard. Speaking of hard, that is Tash Meyerhofer knocking down the 3. Can we change 5 every 5 minutes here in the first half? So we expect the first 5 to really go hard in this game. And usually teams do that, and other teams usually go hard on the second 5. So it's an interesting strategy that we are seeing here for both teams. And just to remind everyone, in case of an overtime, we will have a golden basket. First team to score in the overtime takes the victory. (17-9) is the score. Approaching the final 5 remaining here in this opening quarter. Caloisario will take the ball out for Sunette Tower, or I should say for Flashbacks Racing. And they're the ones wearing the dark jerseys, light jerseys for Sunette. Sunette up here, 17-9. Passes it in the middle. One dribble, pull up, too short. Looking to use their speed into their advantage. Our Sunette Tower, a risky pass, almost a steal. Swings it in the middle with 13 seconds remaining. Attacks the cup and scores on that drive. Andrew Amrito scores yet again, increasing the lead here to 10, 19-9. 4:25 remaining. What a start for Sunette, and what a shot for Caloisario. First shot of the game, no problem. Getting his first field goal from the middle. Missing that hop step shot, and now on the run. Looking to make their attack once again. Can they make back-to-back hits? Right lane open and delivers. Scoring back-to-back points now. Our Flashbacks Racing getting to, or able to get it done early. Open 3 on its way. Kaboom! Big shot. Knocking it down straight from the middle. 22-13. 3 minutes 30 remaining. Again, both squads has been shooting the lights out, but it was Sunette Towers pulling away in the middle part of our first quarter. Now with 3 minutes 15, can they continue to add more back-to-back threes? Why not? That is huge for Sunette Towers. Back-to-back threes, one on the middle, one on the corner. Lead now is pushed to 12 points. Flashbacks Racing, they want that undefeated streak to be intact after this game. Meanwhile, Sunette Tower making sure that won't happen, and they will come back with a big victory today. And that's a wild shot that goes in, scoring for the first time today. Third straight 3-pointers that time. Raj Tonko knocks it down. That's 9 straight points here for Sunette. 25-15. Can outside shots just keep falling left and right for this squads. Referees are signaling a technical foul. Just not sure who it is. With 2:22 remaining, 25-15 is the tally.
This timeout is brought to you by Quencha, our official drinkware partner. Stay sharp with Modern Fox Barbershop, for the modern gentleman. Experience life through travel with Giron Travel. Fuel up with Casa Empanada. Train elite with ECX Elite Athletics. Track the game live on Swish app, our official stats partner. Powered by Bridgestone, La Germania, our league official partner. This timeout is brought to you by Quencha, our official drinkware partner. Stay sharp with Modern Fox Barbershop, for the modern gentleman.
Thought that was a technical. It was a timeout call. So with 2:20 remaining, a 13-point lead make it yet another 3. 12 straight 3-point bombs for Sunette Tower. It's been so hot on this court so far, shooting wise, for the guys wearing white. That's their 4th straight 3-pointer in a span of 2 minutes. What shooting display Sunette Tower showing us in this contest. Again, earlier on it was 9-all, I believe. It was tied at 9-all. Ever since then, it is all Sunette Tower with a minute 45 remaining. Ball is almost stolen. Gotta love the hustle. Getting that possession, getting that ball back. Tarun Karamchandani with back-to-back hits earlier. Tonko as well hit his 3, and that is yet another jumper. Believe that's Kaloy Sario once again. Knocking down, this time from the left pin. A 3. That is too strong. Chandnani couldn't convert on his 3-pointer in the middle with a minute 8 remaining. Gets that ball back. Sandwich will be shoot 2. And if I'm correct, this is only our first or the second free throw of the contest. First for Flashback Racing. Nick Macaranas knocks down the first one. That's his first point of the contest. One more time for Nick. He sinks this second free throw. 31-19, final minute. Guys in white looking to cap off a strong opening quarter. Again, they are coming off a loss against Grassery, and this is one way to do it. One way to bounce back and make a statement. Deal one of the 3 undefeated teams their first loss. As we'll be at the line once again. Couldn't sink the first one. Andrew Amrito with 4 points. Earlier on, scoring through that drive, make it 5 for Amrito. 13-point lead, approaching the 45-second mark. 13-point deficit. Flashbacks Racing, they look to make a score here. Pounds the ball inside, what a pass and cut in the middle. 6 points for Kaloy Sario. Productive 5 minutes for him, has 6 points, stepping back, go for 3 and drills it again. Tonko with yet another 3, that's 9 points for Tonko here in the opening quarter. 35 big points as a team. Down or up by 14, now down by 14 are Flashbacks Racing. 4 seconds to go. Kaloy to beat the buzzer. That's his first miss of the contest, and we end our opening quarter with a blistering start here for Sunette Tower, scoring 35 points, allowing only 21 to Flashbacks Racing. Quality Games Basketball League La Germania Cup 5th Conference will be right back after this break.
This timeout is brought to you by Quencha, our official drinkware partner. Stay sharp with Modern Fox Barbershop, for the modern gentleman. Experience life through travel with Giron Travel. Fuel up with Casa Empanada. Train elite with ECX Elite Athletics. Track the game live on Swish app, our official stats partner. Powered by Bridgestone, La Germania, our league official partner. This timeout is brought.
Second quarter between Sunette Tower and Flashbacks Racing begins here in Quality League or Quality Games Basketball League La Germania Cup, the 5th conference. Still, the action is happening inside CSA Gym in Makati. Baron Mercado covering the action, and Tonko knocks down yet another 3 to open up our second quarter action. And with that 3, let's thank our sponsors: Swish Up, La Germania, Bridgestone, Grape Hair Studios, ECX, and Passion Events. Miosario finally opens up for his squad here, shooting and converting that 3. So both squads opening the second quarter with a 3-pointer on their names here. Again, scoring 35 points in this contest is a Sunette Tower. That's huge in the first quarter. What a bounce pass. Reverse just couldn't go though. Running start. Lawrence was asking for it. Arenas bounces back to Lawrence. Gives it to Arenas. 15 to go. Creates contact, and he will shoot 2 to put them at least in the 40-point mark. Raj Tonko with 12 points, all from deep, 4 out of 5. Francis Arenas with 6 points, 2 3-pointers as well. Make it 7 for the lefty shooter, as Arenas looks to make it 40 points for his squad. Rims out on that 3. It's just Sunette Tower raining down a lot of 3s for them in this contest. Couldn't convert. Marcos Sario misses that 3-pointer for Flashbacks Racing, and this is yet another opening start Tonko for 3. That is 4 out of 6 for him. 12 points still. Arenas this time calls his own number. That is off. Lawrence wanting to get that ball out of Martinez's hands. Those bunnies not falling down for Flashbacks Racing. 2-on-1 break, and Francis Arenas with 9 points, I should say, in this contest. Just a blistering start for Sunette here in the opening quarter. Jumper is good for Ed. Martinez finally enters the scoring column here. In the second quarter, he has 4 points in this contest. One of their leading scorers in this team. Talking about Flashback. A steal, but a jump call. The referees will award the ball here to a Flashbacks Racing with 7:30 remaining, a 15-point lead. Timeout is called. We'll be right back.
This timeout is brought to you by Quencha, our official drinkware partner. Stay sharp with Modern Fox Barbershop, for the modern gentleman. Experience life through travel with Giron Travel. Fuel up with Casa Empanada. Train elite with ECX Elite Athletics. Track the game live on Swish app, our official stats partner. Powered by Bridgestone, La Germania, our league official partner. This timeout is brought to you by Quencha, our official drinkware partner. Stay sharp with Modern Fox Barbershop, for the modern gentleman.
41-26, a 15-point lead for Sunette Tower. Again, scoring 35 points in that opener. Scoring yet again for Flashback Racing. Nick Macaranas adds more points on the board for his squad. Down by 13 points. They need a stop. They badly need a stop, and they get that off that miss. Macaranas, that's his first two-pointer, I believe, of the contest. Swings it. Looking for that open man with 10 seconds remaining. Elbow jumper. A bit too short. Ball is tapped. Here is Arenas on a 2-on-2 break. Francis hands it off. Lawrence rejected that time. Good block. Solid defense by Marco on that last play. Martinez kicks it out. Thought about that 3, now inches closer. That is a miss. Another shot. Kaloy with 6 points. Macaranas once again gets that basket. So at least 6 points for Macaranas in this contest. With 6:10 remaining, and now they're making their stops. Macaranas hands it off. It's good for Marco Sario. Three points for Marco Sario. That's his first field goal of the contest. Now down by 9 points. Let's see if they can add more points, but Tash Meyerhofer says no. Adds more points on the board. Meyerhofer with at least 5 points in this contest. At least 7, if I'm correct here, with 5 minutes 30 remaining here in the first half of action. Before that 3-pointer goes in, there is an offensive foul called on the side of Flashbacks Racing. Again, Meyerhofer only limited to 8 points in their last game against Grassery. As I look and check on the scoring column, he has now 7 points today. Again, he averaged 17 points per game. So look for him to be more active. Here's one active player. Arenas drills the 3. 12 points for Francis Arenas. He has been playing so well for Sunette Tower in this game. Still a 14-point lead. Flashbacks Racing looking for their attack in the middle. It was almost stolen. Recovered, but in a tight position. Foul is downstairs. Only the third team foul, I believe, or the first team foul for Sunette Tower here in the first half of action. 4 minutes 53 remaining here in the opening half of basketball. Again, 1 out of 3 games today. Flashbacks Racing looking to protect that undefeated streak. Sunette Tower looking to shake off that blowout loss against Grassery on their previous game. Again, a chance for both squads to get some big wins here in Quality Games Basketball League La Germania, the 5th conference. Again, would like to welcome everyone who's watching in our YouTube channel, QG Basketball. Special shout out to everyone. I hope you are safe in this rainy Saturday afternoon. As well here inside CSA Gym, it's raining 3-point bombs, especially for Sunette, and they force a traveling violation on the other side. 46-32 is the score. 4 minutes 35 remaining. Meyerhofer with 7 points. Arenas with 12 as they look to make some moves here. Francis closes down on the zone. Tash Meyerhofer knocks it down. That's 10 points for Tash Meyerhofer. Hitting a 3 to add more points. Sario completes that play. That's a Marco knocking down the jumper. 49-34 is the score. Arenas has been dictating the tempo, dictating the attack on the other side, and now getting his grooves in. Tash Meyerhofer with 7 points here in the second quarter. 17-point lead, 51-34. Jumper that is off in the middle. Tonko, once that ball, has all 3-pointers converted so far. 4 out of 6 in this contest. They give it to Tonko. Back to Arena. Spots off for 3. Off to the left. 3:20 remaining on the drive. One more time for Marco, but lost the ball. Good defense by Sunette Tower on that Marco attack. Arenas finds himself open but passes it to the open man. What a pass, what a shot. Getting it done on that beautiful play. 53-34 is the score. 19-point lead, and there is a foul call on that last drive. .251 remaining. Lead has ballooned here in the second quarter. 18 points so far for Sunette Tower as they keep the ball rolling. At the line, will shoot his free throws. Misses on the first one. Roy Bunyag. Can he enter the scoring column? Not yet. Need to wait. Could have cut the lead here to 17 points as we are approaching the end of our first half action in our first game of 3 for today. Meyerhofer with 7 points. Make it 9 in this quarter. Tash Meyerhofer with at least 12 points in this contest. On the bump, drops it off. That's a couple of times they go and went for that reverse. Couldn't find the bottom of the net, but that time there's a foul call, a whistle blown by our referees at the line. Alfie Tanseco will be at the free throw area. Banks home the first one. Alfie, that's his 5th point of the contest. Again, looking to add more points into this contest. Alfie couldn't secure it. 55 to 35. Corner 3. Meyerhofer couldn't make it. 12 points for him in this first half of action. 55-35, a 20-point lead as we are approaching the final 2 minutes. Zigzags his way in. Couldn't make it. Mio couldn't make that basket. Referees blew their whistle. Later on, during the start of the third quarter, let's break down the stats, the halftime stats that we have courtesy of the Swish app. Again, Meyerhofer so far leading the way for Sunette with 14 points. Raj Tonko with 12. They swing it. Open 3 once again in the corner. Couldn't secure that one. Iskaram Chandani hit 2 3-pointers in the first quarter. Couldn't make it 3 so far with a minute 35 remaining. Kaloy passes it in the middle. Back to Kaloy. Open for 3. Couldn't sink it. On the run. Raj steps for this 3. Kaboom! 15 points for Raj Tomko. 5 out of 7 from outside. One of the reasons why they are up here by 23 big points. And the jumper goes in for Ed Martinez. Cuts the lead to 21. Meyerhofer passes it in the middle. And there is a traveling call on Andrew Amrito. Martinez with 6. Can he add more points on the board? Here's Ed. Pushes the defender and that's back-to-back makes 8 points for Ed Martinez on that jumper. 58 to 39. Tonko wastes away some clock here. 13-second differential. This is from way downtown. Hits the corner. Will reset. 5 out of 8 3-pointers for Tonko. Raj dances with the defender with 8 seconds to go. Meyerhofer couldn't secure yet another 3. Those two players combining for 29 out of their 58 points. Basket is good for Miosario. As we beat the buzzer, throws it up. Almost knocking it down was Tarun Karamchandani. But regardless, it is a 23-point quarter once again at the second quarter. 58-39 at the lead here. Sunette Tower with a big of a lead. Make it 58 to 41 as we are at halftime. second half of action here in Quality Games Basketball League La Germania Cup, the 5th conference. Live here inside CSA Gym in Makati, Baron Mercado, covering the action as we start our second half of action. Sunette Tower with a 17-point lead, 58-41 behind Raj Tonko's 15 points, Meyerhofer's 14, and Arenas led the way with 12 as well. 41 out of their 58 between Meyerhofer, Arenas, and Tonko. Meanwhile, for Flashback Racing, Ed Martinez leads the way with 10 points here. Kaloy Sario with 8, Marco Sario with 7, Nick Macaranas with 6, and Mio Sario with 5. Alfie Tanseco also contributing with 5 as the lead cut to 15. They got it as low as 9, 41-32, but a 3 on its way. Couldn't drain the 3 was Lavesh. Chandnani on that last play, falling back on that jumper. Gets that basket to go. Marco Sario played for the MPBL way back. Gets that jumper, and they need a lot more for Marco to keep them in this contest. That's back-to-back misses. 7 points for Marco Sario. Here he is once again. Sario attacks on the left side, waiting for that whistle that never came. Arenas with 12 points. Francis. That pass was read perfectly by Martinez. Macaranas. They give it here for 3. Had a good line, just rattled out for Mio. Should be an interesting fourth quarter if Flashbacks Racing make it a better game here, a closer ball game. Meanwhile, Sunette has missed their last 2-3 attempts as Arenas looks to end that streak. Still not converting for at least 2 minutes or so after a blistering start. 35 points in the first, 23 in the second. Look at that ball movement. Faking through, stepping in, and making it. Ed Martinez now with 12 points, 7:33 remaining. Lead is down here, 58-47 should be our score. We'll be right back.
This timeout is brought to you by Quencha, our official drinkware partner. Stay sharp with Modern Fox Barbershop for the modern gentleman. Experience life through travel with Giron Travel. Fuel up with Casa Empanada. Train elite with ECX Elite Athletics. Track the game live on Swish app, our official stats partner. Powered by Bridgestone, La Germania.
.23 lead down to 11 after back-to-back baskets for Sario and Martinez also knocking it down. Meyerhofer's first shot is off the mark. Again, scoreless. 7:20 remaining here in the third quarter. Familiar shot. It's good for back-to-back. Martinez this time on the left elbow. Lead is down to 9, the lowest they have gotten all game long. Too strong on that 3 was Lavesh. Martinez with 12 points leading the way. Mio thought about that 3, sends it in the corner. Kaboom! Here comes Flashbacks Racing. They look to race back in this contest after that big 3. Still yet to score is Sunette. Macaranas hits that 3, cuts the lead to 6. Marco to Macaranas once again. Mio open for 3. That is all air. Sario gets that one. Talking about Marco, and finally they get that whistle as Mio Sario will look to cut in the lead here. 58-52. looking to cut this lead to a 4-point lead. Sario with 7 points in the contest. Mio knocks down the first one. Seven points. Sario knocks down both, has 9 already. Here comes Flashbacks Racing. 11-0 run. 58-54. Open shot. Still couldn't convert. At least 4 minutes without a basket. Marco with a bounce pass. Couldn't get it done. Gives it back to Marco. Sario makes it count. 14 points for Marco. Lead is only down to 2. After being up by 23 points, Tash couldn't find the middle. A chance for the tie or the lead depending on what they will do. Martinez has been pivotal here in the third. Ed couldn't give us our tie yet. Tonko on the run. Nice pass. Lawrence. Ooh. Sorry, miss. Still scoreless. Our Sunette Towers in this one. Open 3. Kaloy knocks it down. That is for the lead. After being down by 23 points, Kaloy Sario knocks down that corner 3. 59-58 as Tash Meyerhofer drives and will shoot 2 as he looks for their first point of the third. 15-0 run. What a third quarter for Flashbacks Racing. This is the opposite of what we have seen in the opening half of basketball. In the first quarter, it was Sunette Tower scoring 35 points. Threes are raining from left, right, corner, wing, everywhere for Sunette. In that second quarter, they were able to score 23 points. Meanwhile, for Flashbacks Racing, it has been a steady performance for them. 21 points in the first, 20 in the second, and now 18 in the third quarter with still 5:13 remaining. As Tash Meyerhofer looks to end the skid, and he does on the first. With 5:13 remaining, that's their first made field goal. Or free throw, I should say, still to make their first field goal. Meyerhofer with 15 points. Tash, no problem. Lead is back on the side here for Sunette Tower. That's their first 2 points here in the third quarter. An 18-2 run currently. Nice no-look pass. Martinez goes to that step through once again. 16 points for Martinez. He gets it done on that familiar move that really gave them some stops, some run, and some breaks. Speaking of stops, Flashbacks Racing stopping yet another attack. Leaner couldn't get that bank shot to go in. But there's a whistle with 4:37 remaining. 61-60. Marco Sario will be at the line. First one is good. Has 15 points in this contest is Marco Sario. Knocks down the second. Sario with 14 points. Ed Martinez with 16. Kaloy Sario with 11. He gave them that first taste of the lead. Tonko Arenas still not clicking here in the third quarter. Again, this is the beauty of the competition here in Quality Games Basketball League. You never know what will happen. Again, down by 23. Now they're up by 3 as Arenas couldn't sink their first field goal and their first 3 of the second half. What a no-look pass! What a dime by Sario! That is just amazing basketball we're seeing so far. Alfie Tanseco, right place at the right time. Marco Sario with the bullet. Now they are up by 5. 65-60 with 3:25 remaining. Still no field goals for Sunette Tower here in the third quarter. Francis drops it off and Tanseco will be called for that foul. It has been a different quarter for Sunette. Lawrence Calibho has missed a couple of gimmies on his bag. Andrew Amrito will be at the line. As Andrew makes that free throw, that's only their 3rd point here in the third quarter. Knocks down on the second. Again, that's only 4 points for them. No field goals in the third quarter. Macaranas, they look to swing it. Martinez with 16. He has been dominating here in the third. Referees will call, I believe, a 3-second call. Looking to end their slump here is Karam Chandani and the company. Raj Tonko swings it. Here's Tash inside. Karam Chandani with 2 3-pointers on his name. 16 points for Meyerhofer. Finds the middle, turns, shoots, and misses. 2:30 remaining, 65-62, a 3-point lead. Can they add more? Talking about Flashbacks Racing. Macaranas on the bump. Gives it back. Alfie Tanseco. Back-to-back mix. Alfie Tanseco with at least 7 points in this contest after that make. Still field goalless are Sunette Tower. Tash Meyerhofer bounce it off. Sandwich on that drive and will be called for that foul. A 5-point lead for Flashbacks Racing. $24 points here in the third quarter. Only limiting Sunette to 4 points with no field goals. Is this it? Yes, it is, with that floater in the middle. I believe that's Amrito once again. So that's 4 points for Andrew. First field goal in the last 2 minutes. The defense struggles here and there as Martinez couldn't secure that jumper. Rebound secured by the guys in white. Need to get that ball across. Here's Raj. Tonko on the drive. Lefty finish, won't fall. Put back, still won't stick. Ed Martinez gets that rebound. Macaranas gives it on the left. Falling down. Referee's no call. Here is Calibho. Lawrence on the push. A 2-on-1 break. Almost losing that one. Tash Meyerhofer. Short arms that attack. 3-on-2 counter run. 1 dribble. Marco Sario. Macaranas. Put back is in. On the stick back. 5-point lead. 6-9. 6-4. Will that basket count though? Referees will not make that call. Raj Tonko will not be awarded with a bonus, but he will shoot his free throws. Penalty situation with 41.7 seconds remaining. is Flashbacks Racing. Raj Tonko with 15 points, make it 16 for Raj. Raj Tonko from San Beda knocks down both free throws. 17 for Raj Tonko. Still a 3-point lead. Macaranas to Martinez on the left elbow. Loves to operate on that high post. Referees will call a foul on that Martinez move. They go once again. Macaranas jumper. That is in and out. Calibo on the push. A 3 by Karamchandani. Still couldn't connect, and easiest 2 points of the quarter for Raj Tonko, who has 19 points to lead his squad from way downtown. That is off with 2.5 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. 6-9, 6-8. Again, an interesting fourth quarter is upon us. Tonko to beat the buzzer. Oh, baby! Raj Tonko to end the third. That was big for Sunette Tower. That catapults the momentum back on their side. 71-69. Fourth quarter action coming up. What a shot by Raj Tonko.
Score 71-69 in favor of Sunette Tower.
Now we start the fourth quarter. Again, an interesting fourth quarter here. First game out of 3 for today. Raj Tonko with that half-court heave to give them their momentum after a very, very poor third quarter. Let's see if that can catapult them to a victory here today, or will Flashbacks Racing, Ed Martinez and company, make a big statement and be undefeated still. As we are now in the fourth, Arenas, who's been scoreless in the second half, still couldn't buy a basket. 79-60 or 71-69 here, fourth quarter action. Marcosario, they swing it. Open for 3, Dasarios passing the ball to each other, but that was a good putback by Nick Macaranas, who's having himself a solid performance. Just right place at the right time. Marcosario founding him on the bullet earlier on. Tonko with a spin that is off the mark. Raj gets his ball back and shoots his first basket here in this fourth quarter. 73-71. Lead is back to Sunette Tower. Again, they were up by 23 points in the first half, but that magical third quarter for Flashbacks keeping them in this game. Couldn't make the finish was Arenas. Sario on the spin. Still couldn't connect. Lavesh with a rebound and a counter steal by Mio. Sario, they send it in the corner. That is off the mark. Ball is saved to Mio. Sario on the left couldn't finish. Meyerhofer with a rebound. Arenas to to Tonko. Back to Meyerhofer. Tash on the move, and it's good. Tash Meyerhofer scores his first 2 points here in this fourth quarter. Now they lead by 4, 75-71. We have a timeout call.
This timeout is brought to you by Quencha, our official drinkware partner. Stay sharp with Modern Fox Barbershop, for the modern gentleman. Experience life through travel with Giron Travel. Fuel up with Casa Empanada. Train elite with ECX Elite Athletics. Track the game live on Swish app, our official stats partner. Powered by Bridgestone, La Germania, our league official partner. This timeout is brought to you by Quencha, our official drinkware partner. Stay sharp with Modern Fox Barbershop, for the modern gentleman. Experience life through travel with Giron Travel. Fuel up with Casa Empanada. Train elite with ECX Elite Athletics. Track the game live on Swish app, our official stats partner. Powered by Bridgestone.
After that timeout with 7:40 remaining. And one immediately going in for Alfie Tanseco. A much needed basket for Flashbacks Racing here in the fourth quarter as Alfie hits that shot under duress and will look to complete this 3-point play to cut the lead here to 1. He makes the free throw, and of course, let's thank our sponsors here in Quality Games Basketball League. Swish App, La Germania, Bridgestone, Grape Hair Studios, ECX, and Passion Events. Who will have and make the big shots here in this contest? 4 seconds to go, or 7 seconds to go, I should say. They need to hurry. Karam Chandani knocks it down for a big 3. Third 3-pointer for Tarun Karam Chandani. Hit his first 2 3-pointers in the opening quarter. Hit a big 3 in the fourth. Sario had a good line, just couldn't connect. Marco this time calls glass and cuts the lead here to 2. Again, despite that third quarter blunder made by Sunette Tower, they are leading this game 78-76. That half-court shot by Raj Tonko really pushes them to have the momentum here in the fourth. Tonko with 24 points, Meyerhofer with 18 to support him. (18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists for Meyerhofer. For Tonko, that's 24 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists. Make it 6 rebounds for Tash Meyerhofer. With 6:13 remaining, a 2-point lead here. 78-76. Only down by 2 points, though they were up by at least 5 earlier. Largest lead of the game, I believe, for Flashbacks was at 5. As Marco airballs that jumper. Last 6 minutes. Can Sunette Tower survive? Karam Chandani hit that big 3 earlier on the left pin. Tonko with 8 assists. Raj, Ramchandani, back to Arenas. Couldn't score. Was Francis Arenas. Meyerhofer gets that floater. 20 points. And a couple of rebounds here for Tash Meyerhofer. Pushes the lead back to 4 points. 5:25 remaining. Martinez, they swing the rock. Marco Sario still couldn't hit that 3. A bit frustrated on that last one. Tonko swings it to Arenas, who's yet to make a basket. Here's Francis off the mark on that floater. Offensive rebound. Big basket for Lavesh Chandnani. Using that body to good use. Boxes out, gets that offensive rebound. Putback is in, plus the foul. That's his first 2 points all game long, and what a way for it to come in this contest for Lavesh. Completes a big 3-point play and pushes the lead back to 7 points, 83-76. Martinez had a wonderful third quarter. A bit quiet in this ball game. They swing it. Sario can hit one. Yes, he can! A much needed 3 by Marco Sario. Cuts the lead here to 4 points, 83-79. Turns the ball over is Karam Chandani. On the push, Mio Sario. See you later. Lead is down to 2 points. 83-81 is the score. Sunette Tower, they look to play the clock here and make some big shots. Tonko with 24, 6 and 8, and a dribbling violation called by our referees. Once again, a chance for Flashbacks Racing to get the tie. What a pass by Macaranas. Back to Mio Sario, who ties the game with 3:56 remaining. We are knotted at 83. Exciting moments dwindling down here. We have a timeout call. We are tied at 83.
This timeout is brought to you by Quencha, our official drinkware partner. Stay sharp with Modern Fox Barbershop for the modern gentleman. Experience life through travel with Giron Travel. Fuel up with Casa Empanada. Train elite with ECX Elite Athletics. Track the game live on Swish app, our official stats partner. Powered by Bridgestone, La Germania, our league official partner. This timeout is
after that Mio Sario reversed. We are now knotted at 83. Lavesh passes it in the middle. Ball is swinging back to Tonko with 7 seconds remaining. Arenas a big 3. It's in! First 3-pointer here in the first or in the second half. Francis Arenas knocks down a 3 straight away from the middle. They now have the lead once again. Kaloy, a 3-man weave. Macarenas, they look to give it back. Sario knocks it down. Mio with 5 big points here. Again, if we go to overtime, golden basket, the first one who will score will win this contest. But so far, 86 all, last 3 minutes. Tonko with 9 assists. Lavesh gives it to Tash. Meyerhofer's almost stripped. Tonko. Oh! To almost beat the buzzer right there. Raj Tonko with yet another big 3. 27 for Raj. Martinez couldn't score. Meyerhofer on the push. 3-on-1 break. Tash Meyerhofer takes it home. What a sequence we have witnessed there. Both squads exchanging threes. Raj Tonko, Tash Meyerhofer gives them a 5-point lead. We will call for time with 2:29 remaining.
This timeout is brought to you by Quencha, our official drinkware partner. Stay sharp with Modern Fox Barbershop for the modern gentleman. Experience life through travel with Giron Travel. Fuel up with Casa Empanada. Train elite with ECX Elite Athletics. Track the game live on Swish app, our official stats partner. Powered by Bridgestone, La Germania, our league official partner. This timeout is brought to you by
Raj Tonko, Tash Meyerhofer gives them this 5-point lead. Mio Sario on the other side, crashing and burning. He has scored the last 5 points on the side here for Flashbacks Racing. And he will look to add more points with 2 minutes 17 remaining. Again, that was a wild sequence that we have seen. Arenas knocks down a big 3. Sario also hits a 3 to tie. But that off the glass 3 by Raj Tonko and Meyerhofer's drive pushes them to a 5-point lead. 91 to 86. Mio Sario, no problem on the first. Makes the second. 7 points for Mio Sario here in the fourth quarter as we are nearing the last 2 minutes of this ball game. Undefeated streak of Flashbacks Racing hanging in the balance. Tonko with a big shot. That is off. Marco Sario this time finds the gap, bumps, and will be fouled, as he will have a chance to cut the lead to 1 as we are dwindling down the moments here. This is only our first game of 3 for today, and if this is any indication of what's to come, I am really pumped up as Marco Sario knocks down the bonus. Makes it both. 91 all. Are we going to see a golden basket, or will one of these teams pull away? Tonko with 27 in this contest to lead. Sario on the push. He has 21. Marco gives it to his brother Mio to Kaloy with 14 seconds remaining. Again, looking for that big shot. Only down by 1. Martinez couldn't provide them that. Meyerhofer secures that rebound. Arenas to Tonko. Raj will wait for the troops. Lavesh gives it to Tash. Meyerhofer. Lavesh all open. That is too strong. Could have been a big basket for Lavesh Chadnani. From way downtown. Couldn't connect was Marco. Maybe a bit on a hurry to take that shot, but wanting a bigger impact as he leads his team here. He has 21 points. Talking about Marco Sario. Mio Sario, his brother, with 20 in this contest. Ed Martinez stuck at 16 after that wonderful third quarter. Again, Tonko and Meyerhofer combining for 49 of their 91. Here's the final minute. A 1-point lead for Sunette Tower. Tonko dribbles, shoots, and scores! 29 for Raj Tonko. Martinez, Mio, Sario couldn't knock it down. Lavesh with a rebound. Arenas will push this one. Francis to Tash. Meyerhofer off the bump. It's good! Meyerhofer and Tonko are sending them to victory as Martinez still couldn't buy a basket here in the fourth. Things are looking good as Mio Sario finally gives up a foul here. They're just 21 seconds away from surviving this contest again after only scoring 13 points in that third quarter and being scoreless for the last or for the first 5 minutes of the third. That Raj Tonko 3 to beat the buzzer really catapulted them to have this momentum and to stick and to be in this game. Raj Tonko really didn't disappoint. 29 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. Tashmeyer Hofer with 22 or 24 in his name. Arenas with that big 3, and that one, believe it will not count. With 16.2 seconds remaining, Francis Arenas with 15 points in the contest, none bigger than that 3 in the middle with 3 minutes remaining, 3:20, 3:30 remaining. Now he has an opportunity to put the game on their side here. Francis at the line. Rattles out. Still alive. Our Flashbacks racing here. Only a 2-possession ball game. And by the way we are seeing the game is played today, anything can happen. Now a 2-possession 6-point lead with 16.2 seconds remaining. Will they go for a quick 2 or will they shoot it out for a 3? We will find out. With 16.2 seconds remaining, we have a timeout call.
This timeout is brought to you by Quencha, our official drinkware partner. Stay sharp with Modern Fox Barbershop, for the modern gentleman. Experience life through travel with Giron Travel. Fuel up with Casa Empanada. Train elite with ECX Elite Athletics. Track the game live on Swish app, our official stats partner. Powered by Bridgestone, La Germania, our league official partner. This timeout is brought to you by Quencha, our official drinkware partner.
Kaloy will take the ball out. Down by 6. Again, will they go for a quick 2 or a quick 3? Kaloy for 3. That is off. Rebound secured by the guys in white. Tonko and company survives today as they make a big win against Flashbacks Racing, dealing them their first loss of the season. Now they pick up their second win. They are now 2-2, if I'm not mistaken, here in this conference. And again, what a game we have witnessed. It was really a back and forth action. 96-90 is the score for the winners. Congratulations to Sunette Towers. Second game will be happening in just a short while. We'll be right back.